Hello America, I'm Pat Condell and I'm your friend. Because I live in the UK and our two countries have quite a lot in common, apart from the fact that everyone else on the planet hates our guts. Poking our nose in where it's not wanted, stealing and wasting every precious resource we can get our greedy hands on, and kicking the shit out of brown people the way Jesus would have wanted.
Does Mr. Wilders have the right to provoke or even be offensive? Yes, he does, under freedom of speech. And if he's being barred from the country simply because he offends people's religious sensibilities, then no matter how personally offensive or distasteful I might find his views, I wouldn't support a ban.
Intolerant, hysterical malcontents who can't take criticism.
However, society does have a right, and indeed a duty, to protect itself from people who incite hatred and who incite violence. And if he was deemed to be in breach of our laws in this regard, then in that context a ban would be justifiable. I haven't seen this film and therefore I can't comment on it directly, but I note that in Holland he's actually facing prosecution charges of incitement to hatred and of discrimination. And furthermore, I find his indignation about being banned and calling for the upholding of freedom of speech a bit hypocritical, considering he actually advocates banning the Quran. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think if he'd come, there would have been demonstrations by Muslims of the kind there were, I don't know, for the satanic verses when Salman Rushdie published? Is it offensive in that kind of way to Islam, do you think?
No, even if people find it offensive, people have the right to express their offence, as long as it's done in a peaceful way. That's what freedom of speech is about. So if it was just about offence, a person is entitled to express their views, and other people are also entitled to express their opposition to those views. That's what freedom of speech to me.
Right.
Free speech is the cornerstone of Western civilization. It's made us what we are, and without it we are nothing. And that's precisely why it's under such sustained attack from the foot soldiers of Islam.
This is why we have to be very, very careful when it comes to actually banning people. Should we express our distaste and our concern about views where they are extreme in that way, then of course we should, and we should be firm about where we stand. And that's why I think it has to be clear, are laws being breached?
Okay.
And if that's the case, then there's a consistency. If it's just about, well, I don't happen to like that person's viewpoints, or I might find them extreme but somebody else may not, then we're in muddy waters. And I think we have to be very, very careful.
Do you want to revise your view, Kelvin Mackenzie, in the light of what Salma's saying?
No, not at all. I think the
she after all represents a community that might be thought to take an offence.
No, I understand where she's coming from. This guy had already faced charges in his own country and was coming over here to peddle the same old hatred over here. We don't want him. Let him stay in Holland, or let him go somewhere else. Clear off.
Okay. Man in the blue shirt there, you sir.
I can choose between taking our chances and letting those people walk freely down the streets of Amsterdam or Rotterdam, or as a preventive measure to use, for instance, administrative detention, to arrest those people by an administrative law. Of course, it will also be checked by a court, but not by a penal code, not by a penal court. Then I choose for the safety of the Dutch families. I choose for the fact that I don't want to take the risk that tomorrow in the metro of Rotterdam or in the streets of Amsterdam, one of these guys puts off a bomb or some detonation.
I think I understand what you're saying. What you are describing is a Dutch Guantanamo Bay. Is that what you want?
It's common sense.
It's not, a Dutch Guantanamo Bay.
By the way, I learned this administrative detention when I visited my friends in Israel, where they used it. Not only in the
Have you read the human rights reports about the way Israel uses administrative detention?
It's very effective.